Hi, your favorite uncle. We are back with episode 3 of Lazarus. Let's jump right into it, shall we? All right, y'all. The story always begins with a sad monologue that's always telling about the doom and gloom of what's happening in this universe. Like just doom and gloom, never nothing happy and positive. Y'all shouldn't have took Habnut. Y'all know better. Do better. So we get a scene where Elaine is discovering that there are other hackers that are just like her. That's why she's in this, because she's a good hacker. And they're, I guess, helping Skinner out because they're changing everybody in the world's face so it can show up that they're all Dr. Skinner. They're doing it with such good precision. And they're like, Elaine, can you find out? She's like, can I? Oh, baby, I'm already on it. I already know where they at, their birthdays, their social security numbers, where they live, where they graduated second grade at, and all that. I was like, I know that's right, Elaine. So Skinner and Axel are paired up together, and they don't like each other, but that's kind of like a weird pairing. It's a pairing that you would want to see, especially in this show because of how they act. But it's like, we getting that so soon? I thought we'd have got done a couple more episodes. So y'all, we have Axel and Doug, and they're in the hospital, and y'all, everybody's sick. And I don't think they're actually sick because of Happen. I think they're sick because of anxiety and stress. And that causes inflammation, which just causes people's immune systems to shut down. I have a strange feeling that Happen is not going to kill each other, but stress and fear are. And now we got Chris and... Y'all, we had Chris and Leland successfully break into Skinner's house. And I'm like, this only could have happened in the movies. Because if this was a real police, they'd have been like, y'all ain't getting past here. Oh, we'll send you the invoice. Send it. I got money. Send it. Send it. So, y'all, we're coming back, and they're just trying to look for Jerry. That's all what they're trying to look for. While we got Chris and Leland trying to search the house. But it's like, y'all don't think the police was there? The FBI, the CIA, the NRS, the IRA, the ABC, the 123. Shoot, the LGBTQI. How many, y'all, think of the acronyms. Think of the 3-letter acronyms. They were probably in that house, probably clean and sweep that. They looking for Skinner too. Why? Because those people took Hapna, and they had no business taking Hapna. They had none. None. And they still took it. So, y'all, Axel met his friend named Jerry, and Jerry transitioned to Jill. Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Jill took Hapna, and so did Jerry. So, y'all, we get a touching story from Doug and how he had the dean of the university basically be a white supremacist and tell him that there will never be a black Einstein, and, black people don't deserve in science. Never mind the Moors, George Washington Carver, Dr. May Jensen, Dr. Francisco S. Welsing. Never mind them. There will never be a black Einstein. So he ended up punching him, rightfully so. Not mad at that. But then the guy that stood up for him is the guy they're looking for. And I like stories like that. So Doug was able to find his professor, and he actually hit rock bottom. He went from being an established prestige professor, he worked with Dr. Skinner, to being homeless and on the street. And of course, you probably know he took Hapna, because why not? You're feeling some type of way, it helps you cope. Y'all, once again, I have hit rock bottom. I have been homeless. I didn't turn to drugs. No, I did not. And neither should you. Y'all, so the professor just came clean and spoke about how he wanted to compete with Dr. Skinner. And so because he did that, he lied on his research and caused the university to fire him. Now, here's the thing about that, y'all. Those are the type of jobs where if you get fired from them, they tell everybody. Because in order to fire somebody like him, because he was probably tenured, they had to hire an attorney, which means this stuff is public records. How I know this? Because my aunt is an attorney, and she had to fire somebody that was tenured for something similar to this as well. So this stuff is public record. So it's going to be very hard for you to find employment at that time. So I see why he got poor. This is why you don't lie and steal. Don't compete. Only compete with yourself. Be better than what you were 5 minutes ago. I'm so serious. So Axel was in the cut playing basketball because the boy, they tried to run a scam, but Axel's that dude. He is him, and he ended up winning. Y'all, this is why you shouldn't lie. As you can see, all this whole entire series was written with a message, and I need y'all to get into it. I need people to comment, conversate. We need to have deeper, different dialogues and discussions about this because this is deep. Y'all, why Leland dressed like the people in Turkey because he in there? Why is he doing that? Why is he being stereotypically wonderful? Who encouraged that scene? Now, y'all, they had a group of Turkish thugs attack them, and Axel was going to get him out of it. But before Leland could get his hand cut off, he just said, "I'm here for my grandma Belinda's baklava." They're like, "Oh, you want some baklava? Well, come on, let's go get some baklava." Like, that's all it took. The truth. The truth is all it took. The truth. So, y'all, once again, they're being honest and it's working. And I know Chris and Doug were hating, but we get Leland and Axel, and they're over there just being honest with them and saying, "Grandma Belinda, we're secret agents. You know why we're here." Skinner. Should have been surprised. Hopefully, Grandma didn't take Hapna. If he had Grandma take Hapna, he going to hell. Hell is his home. So, y'all, we got Axel just sending out a threat, but they took the bait because now Elaine's able to get behind the firewall. I guess I was a good hacker because they even had a lane stump, but then they messed up and, slipped up. You know how when people get comfortable, they slip up. Yeah. And y'all, that's how the episode ends. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and come back.